Guido, look out behind you. It's Snoopy. And he has a bat. And I still have to make 15 more of these. Oh, man. In May of last year, after I put out my collection video, my good friend and frequent collaborator, Robin Tails Fighter, made a list for me of every Cars diecast that I owned but hadn't reviewed yet. There were about 90 or so cars on that list. But recently he sent me an updated version, and now there are only 65 cars left on that list that I haven't reviewed. That's right, I've reviewed like 30 of them in the last last year and a half, which is so cool. I'm slowly but surely making it through, and I hope to one day have reviewed every single item that I own. And the cool thing about that is that a lot of them were through suggestion reviews. Last year's 25 Days of Suggestions knocked several cars off the list. This year's 25 Days of Suggestions is knocking several cars off the list. I've reviewed other items through Spotlight Series episodes, birthday requests, tie day reviews from my new tie day series, and it's been so cool to see that list go down, and I hope to one day have reviewed every Cars diecast I own. The reason why I bring this up is because today, that list goes from the last 65 to the last 64. Hello everybody, welcome back to yet another review. Today we're going to be taking a look at Murray Clutchburn, suggested by Retro Racing 5 Studios, for 2021's 25 Days of Suggestions, Day 10. We have 15 more days until Christmas and 7 more days, exactly a week, until the new Spider-Man comes out. I'm going to keep mentioning that until it's out, because that's going to be so good. Anyway, though, sorry if this episode's uploaded a bit later than usual. I've been a bit busy today. And I have a bunch of other things I have to do later on tonight, so unfortunately I probably won't be releasing a Cars Adventures today, but I do have plans to do several double uploads. I've missed 3 Cars Adventures days, counting today. If I don't upload an episode, it'll be the 3rd day I've missed this season. Other 2 earlier this week because I was sick. So I plan on doing some Cars Adventures double upload days soon to catch up, because I really want to have this season done before Christmas. As I always do, I always end the season on Christmas Eve. So definitely expect to see some Cars Adventures double uploads in the next few days. But before we take a look at Murray, who, like I said, is a car that I've never reviewed before, we of course have to open up today on the advent calendar. For today, I got a feeling that we're going to have a Cars diecast behind here, a mini racer. There are 3 minis left: Luigi, Red, and Flo. I think today's is going to be Red, because we don't have either of these buildings yet. And it looks pretty big. So my theory is today we're going to get Red, which is going to be awesome if it is Red, because all the minis here are new from here on out. McQueen and Mater we already had from last year. But let's see. I was wrong! Woo! And there's definitely not a car in there tomorrow or the day after. Those are probably going to be Treks, I think. Look at that. How nice is that? I was wrong, and I'm disappointed. But we have probably the strangest accessory in the pack. This Piston Cup Racing Series barrier. That is... what is up with that? Why is that dirty? There are like black paint speckles on that. That is unfortunate, but that actually happened last year too, unfortunately. This is very similar to an accessory we got last year, but it is actually different, which is very nice, as some of the accessories were just straight up repacked from last year. Some, I think it's only one, I think it's just the tire stack was a repack from last year, and of course Lightning and Mater. But I don't know why this is here when last year it was themed around a Piston Cup race. It even included a Piston Cup as the last day. So I don't know why it's here this year when it's Radiator Springs themed. It's a nice accessory. I like how it's in red. Last year I believe it was in gray. Just a repaint of the pit crew barrier accessory. Have some snow on it. I think that's the same sticker as last year, which looks weird now. I think last year it was white, which would make sense for the snow. Now that it's red, that snow being there doesn't make much sense. I don't know, I have very mixed feelings about this accessory. I think it's definitely the most out-of-place one here. I think they easily could have come up with something else to replace it. I don't really know why it's here. Like, why is there a Piston Cup barrier when it has nothing to do with the Piston Cup race? Is it supposed to be an ad for the Piston Cup? I don't really know. But speaking of the Piston Cup, of course, today we have the Cars 3 version of Murray Clutchburn, a car I feel is very underrated. And like I always say, I'm very surprised that I hadn't reviewed this guy before. I unfortunately don't own the Cars 1 version of Murray, but now we're finally going to take a look at the Cars 3 version. Really like his expression here. He, of course, is the Cal Weathers mold, and I really like his color scheme. I like how much of him is taken up with the red there. It's actually a circle of red, and it's this very nice sort of seafoam greenish color. I don't know if that would be the proper shade to describe him as, but it's definitely a very nice shade of green, or like a greenish blue. Got Sputter Stop Cold Engine Relief written there. Very nice updated logo. Number 92 under the headlight. Yeah, I really like the red on this guy. I think the color usage on Murray here is so well done, and it really makes him stand out in my opinion. Got the Lightyear logo, piston cup, vitally revolting, RPM, nitrate, octane gain, and clutch aid. Those wheels in the same sort of bluish green color as that part of him. Number 92, we got the arrow, some nice red stripes, a white section with some hexagonal designs. So many of the Cars 3 veteran racers have these little, like, smaller parts making up a design on their side. Sputter Stop, where the gas cap covers up the O pretty well. You could still read that as Sputter Stop. But yeah, Sputter Stop Cold Engine Relief. I believe Sputter Stop is basically a sort of medicine, I think, cold engine relief. And a very nice thing here, of course, we have the very intrusive camera, which I'm not a fan of, but it is accurate to real-life racing. Although, unfortunately, much like the gas cap, it just covers up a big part of the car. Very nice thing. Down here on the bumper, you could see we actually have a slogan for Sputter Stop, which is something quite a few racers had in Cars 1, but unfortunately for Cars 3, most of the slogans were ditched. But Murray still has one here. You're catching cold in my draft. You got number 92 over there. The other side, which gives you a nicer look at the Sputter Stop logo without the gas cap intruding. Some more stripes and such. And there is the base. Anyway, guys, thank you all so much for watching. I feel like Murray here is definitely a pretty underrated Cars 3 racer, and one that I'm very glad I took another look at, because honestly, after taking a closer look at him, I gotta say, he's probably got one of my favorite designs for the Cars 3 veterans. Anyway, though, guys, thank you all so much for watching, and I'll see you guys again tomorrow for Day 11. Bye now.